Wow, that song never gets old, does it?
Mm-mm.
Welcome to the 2Noahs podcast. Once again, I'm Noah Bunda, and here with me is my co-host and my partner in crime, Noah Doman.
Hello.
Hi. We are 2Noahs friends, and we're living together, and we're here to talk to some of our more creative friends to figure out how they found their passions and turn their creative side gigs into professions. So it's episode number 2. We're very excited. Our favorite listener, Noah's mom, did listen in.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Noah's mom.
Hi, Mom.
Thanks for the feedback.
I love you.
Thanks for all the feedback. A lot of people said they liked the quality of the sound we had, and that's a nice way to say we did not like what you talked about. So at least we can get the audio files.
Yes. We're professional.
At least we could get the people to like the quality of the recording.
Yeah. I will say, though, it is the first time in my life anyone has called anything I've done professional. So it is a compliment, actually.
Yeah, it's not an offense.
Yeah,
No.
We appreciated everyone who listened, really.
Yeah.
We did not expect more than my mom listening. So
yeah, my mom has no Spotify account. That counted her out. But my brother listened. Shout out. Hi. Yeah, it's cool. So it's almost Christmas. When we're releasing the episode, it will be
a week before Christmas.
A week before Christmas, so everyone's probably very stressed with all their Christmas shopping. Have you done all of your Christmas shopping?
Almost. There's one special person who I still don't have a gift for.
Who's that person?
Sitting in this room.
No. I also don't have a present for you yet.
Wow. Great roommates.
Yeah.
I'm happy we both don't have presents for each other.
And we're sharing it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you something useless.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have some good ideas in the back of my head that I'm working out.
I don't have any good ideas at this point.
But we did put a gift limit.
We did. How much was it?
I don't remember either.
I think it was like $20.
$20 US or 20 euros?
No, euros, the good currency.
Okay, good. Okay.
We're talking real money here.
What if you buy something over 20 euros? Does it transfer over to birthday gift?
No, you go to hell immediately. You're on Santa's bad boy list.
Oh,
or bad girl, bad person.
Bad person list?
Bad person list, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's checking it twice. He will see it. And he won't get confused with the 2Noahs.
Yeah, no. But I think, I'm fine with being on Santa's naughty list. I deserve it. I'm not a good gift giver. So this year I'm really trying hard, though. I'm making a care package for my family, and I hope they like it. Mom, I hope you like my gift. And I think shipping, though, is going to be more expensive than the entire package together.
Yeah, you're sending it to the States.
Yeah. Do you have any gifts you're very proud of? I guess you can't talk about them yet.
I could talk about them.
Okay.
Because I have not prepared a single gift for this year.
Oh God, you're a week away, man.
I'm a week away. I have no idea what to get people. I don't know who's going to give presents to me and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't figured that out. I just I'm spontaneous, I guess, or unorganized, however you like to put it. And I'll just see what happens. You know, Christmas for me is a very stressful time. Mm-hmm. There's nothing in particular that I'm stressed about, but for me it's very hard on the mental health. So I'm just trying to take it slow.
What, with buying gifts or in general? No,
just Christmas in general is a very loaded subject for me. So I'm just trying to take it slow. And maybe there's someone else out there who feels like this. And it can be a rough time, I guess, for some people. So just take it slow. Do whatever you need to do for your own sanity.
Yeah.
And then deal with everyone else.
And at the end of the day, just relax. Enjoy your time off.
That sounds like you're going to. It sounds like the classic, like you're depressed. Oh, just be happy instead. You know, if you're stressed, just be relaxed. You know, it's not
just
that.
Relax.
Just relax.
Just relax. Okay, just relax.
Come on.
You know, I do know, though, for this next person, I do have a gift for them, and I'm very happy to give them this gift. I think it's a very nice gift. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, this next upcoming guest for episode number 2 is my lovely, amazing sister, Morgan Doman. Morgan Doman is a clarity coach, and she's built her business from the ground up. And I think she has a lot of interesting things to offer and say about the whole ordeal. Okay, Morgan, let's act like you just called in, okay? And that we weren't checking your levels. Oh my God, Morgan, it's so nice to have you on.
Hi, Morgan.
Oh my God, it's so nice to be here, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime. Well, just this time, but maybe we can bring you back on.
Yeah. I want to start with a very harsh line of questioning first, because we're trying to be good journalists here, asking the important questions. So you called me cute in a phone call about 10 months ago. Can you please further elaborate on that sentiment?
Yeah.
I thought you were cute. Obviously, the minute I found out your name was Noah, I became very unattracted to you. Because, when it's your brother's name, it just makes it weird. But before I knew your name was Noah, I thought you were hot. So, yeah.
Noah made me say that. Thank you, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, I just want
welcome.
to clarify. We said this in the intro, but she is my sister,
Yeah.
not Noah's.
We're not in Alabama.
No.
Sweet home. Home, sweet home.
Well, Morgan, it's so great to have you here. I think you know kind of the gist of this podcast. And in the intro, we said you were a life coach. Is that correct? Or clarity coach?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes, I am a life coach is a good banner for all the things that I do.
Okay. But
Yeah.
you weren't always a life coach, right?
No, I was not.
Yeah. What
No.
did you do before that?
Well, I went to college and university for theater and acting, and I loved that world. And in many ways, I actually chose that because I liked the people. I just thought the drama club was cool. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just hang out with these people all of college, which was a great experience. And I'm very grateful. And then I went to audition for grad schools, and probably in one of the most embarrassing weekends of my life, I just bombed totally. And but it ended up being what was right for my life, because I don't really think I would have enjoyed that career that much. So then I did what all lost artists do and joined the family business. And I did that for many years, and it was an amazing learning experience in so many ways. But then about a year and a half ago, or actually more like 2.5 years ago, I got my coaching certification. And what was supposed to really just be like an addition to my resume at the time, I fell in love with it, and I realized oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And so about a year and a half ago, I, left the family business and, went out on my own as an entrepreneur, and that's what I've been doing since.
That's great. That's really great. Now, you said, the family business, which I'm also involved in, and it's not just podcasting.
It's not just being part of the family.
Actually, it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with podcasting. But what about theater? Did theater help you understand people better?
That's a really good question. Yes, it did in a few different things. So, one of the things as an actor is you always had to understand what was the underlying emotion. What was the emotion underneath what the audience was seeing? A really good example is anger. When people are angry, actually usually underneath that anger is sadness, right? They've actually been hurt by something or someone. And so that kind of insight, as an actor is really important to how you portray the role. But it was always really intuitive for me, and it's also intuitive for my coaching. Someone will come in and tell me, oh my God, I hate my sister. And I'm like, well, do you really? Or what did your sister do? And then I'll get a whole story about how your sister actually hurt your feelings and all of that.
I feel like
so
that story was very specific to me.
I didn't realize that.
What did you do, Noah?
I'm sorry.
No. That is funny though. I don't have a sister. I have sister-in-laws that are wonderful and amazing,
They're great.
but no actual
Love them.
sister. Yeah, we love them. Yeah.
So on that point, when you joined the family business for that period, did that help you with understanding people, or was that more in the business side in helping you with what you do now?
Well, it helped me with the business side for sure. I learned so much about business, and everything, because part of that family business, I was like on the administrative side. So I know a lot about how business works and what's legal, what's not, what you need, what you don't need. And I'm really grateful for that. It also really taught me how to work with people and how to figure out how to get what I want. And I don't mean in a manipulative way. I just mean like how to work with people so that everyone ends up being happy and compromising, that kind of thing. I really had to upgrade my communication skills during that time a lot. Because that's how, if you really want to see great business people, they usually have amazing communication skills.
Now, when it comes to life coaching, I feel like for the vast majority of people, I mean, I wasn't really introduced to it until you started aspiring and you became one. I feel like most people think, it's a pyramid scheme. And I've even seen these pyramid schemes of like a life coach teaches
Coaching a life coach, coaching a life coach.
Yeah, type ordeal.
Yeah.
So can you talk about the certification process and what you went through?
Sure. So, I mean, it's important to understand that the coaching industry has no like formal license, right? Like therapy or counseling does. And because of that, it means it's ripe for con artists, right? It also, though, means that there's a low bar for entry, which means some people can get into coaching without having to go to school, if they have the skills, which can mean like you have some really, which means like you don't necessarily need to have a ridiculous amount of money, to go back to college and stuff like that, which can be cool, kind of like there's pros and cons, but essentially, like I got certified by the Human Potential Institute. I'm currently actually getting another certification from the Robbins and Moderna Institute. And yeah, I mean, usually certifications, you want them to cost about $5,000.
Whoa.
If they cost any less, they're probably bullshit. To be honest, like that's what I tell people. I'm like, if it's $200, it's not a life coaching certification, because you need practical like hands-on experience, and there's just no way that teachers can do that for $200. So that's always what I say. Like if it's too low an amount, it's probably not great.
It's same with hamburgers. If you a sub $8 hamburger is not going to be nice.
Yeah, it's gonna gross.
Yeah. Shout out to McDonald's.
So yeah, like I always say, like you pay what you get in the coaching certification. And usually most coaches have some sort of certification. The exceptions is like business coaches, because sometimes they just come from years of experience in the business world, which is, I think, completely good. Like, I don't think there's any issue with that. Or some highly specialized coaches, like, like health coaches sometimes don't have a health coaching certification. They're nutritionists, and you're like, okay, who cares, right? Like they have their experience. So really, and it can be a Ponzi scheme. And, one of the ways, like, I usually tell people, I feel like a huge red flag, actually, is when coaches are telling you how much they make.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's usually, A, not true, but B, like, why are you telling people what you make? Like, in what other profession are people like, oh my God, I made $80,000 this year? Like, it's
that makes me the best photographer in the world.
Yeah, like, it's like, no. And also, like, and then also look at, like, so if she made, like, $80,000, let's say, and then you go onto her website and her one-on-one coaching is like $200 an hour, start to do the math on that, right? Like, how many sessions would she have to do to make that much money? Mm-hmm. And also, like, another huge thing is coaches that only offer, like, one-off sessions. That's a huge red flag. Now, sometimes they'll do that and then also have packages, but I always say, like, if you have a coach that only does, like, one thing, like one package, one session, that's a huge red flag. With the exception of like, I've seen some, like, believe it or not, there's like beauty coaches out there or like stylist coaches.
I need that.
Those
Just
kinds
be
of people are a
beautiful.
little different. Yeah. That kind of thing's a little different, but yeah, I mean, those are some red flags. Also, like, do you like the person? Do you get a good vibe? Are they trying to sell you something? Like, I mean, there are a few times I've reached out to people and been like, oh my God, I want to coach you so bad, because I just think they're so cool. But if they're like trying to push you into something at all, then probably it's a no as well. So yeah, and you know, sometimes my friends and I do joke around, like, do new coaches just give money to medium coaches who then give money to the, you know, to the high up coaches, and then it's like a circle. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes it feels like that because of the world we're in, but you know, that to me, that quickly faded away when I started to have clients that were from other like areas. Yeah, like marketing and stuff like that.
So I was wondering, you already talked a bit about it, because I've been in therapy. I successfully finished my therapy. Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Shout out to
Now
therapy.
you're perfect. Yay.
Yeah, I'm perfect now. I'm fixed, finally. So the difference, or can you elaborate on the difference between life coaching and therapy? Because it sounds like there's a bit of an overlap, but at the same time not an overlap.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So therapy, and this is like a broad generalization. Every coach and every therapist can be a little different, but usually therapy deals with the past and working through the past. And usually that entails like trauma or grief and things like that. Whereas life coaching is more about what's going on in the present and what can we do in the future to enhance your life. And both are vital. Like, honestly, I love nothing more than getting a client who tells me they're also in therapy, because it means that like I can move faster. Occasionally I can, like, I would never do therapy with anyone, but with a client that's also in therapy, we're usually moving faster because they're dealing with their traumas in other sessions, which can be really great. The only time they really tend to overlap is if you have a trauma certified life coach. They do exist. And sometimes you also have therapists who also have life coaching certifications, so that when their client's ready, they can help them, you know, start to really change their life. Like, one of the things is coaching, we tend to get people who have just graduated from therapy as well, because they've really gotten into their past. They know who they are. They've you know, come to terms with a lot of the trauma and grief and things. But now they're like, okay, but now I want to like actually change my life. Like, I want to actually live the career, or I want to actually, you know, get a girlfriend who's really cool or something like that, you know? So we tend to get people at that place too, who want to look at the present and the future and really upgrade it. So yeah, the two together are really like dynamite.
Yeah, I'm wow. You just completely sold me on life coaching, I guess.
Well, I'm happy to send you my rates after this.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Morgan, you specifically are a clarity coach. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
What does that mean? What do you do specifically? Who are your clients?
So this was, to be like completely transparent, this was actually a title I gave myself, because I realized that when I was coaching, one of my kind of superpowers was really helping people get clear on what they wanted or what they were feeling, and really getting just down to the root cause and kind of getting rid of all the bullshit and just getting really clear. And so, and I love to do that. I do it in most sessions, actually. And sometimes one of my favorite things is when a client, we get to the clarity and the client doesn't want it. Like, it's scary, you know? And so maybe we'll have to wait a few weeks for that to really come to fruition. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. And it's something I added on to my life coaching because I realized I really love that aspect. And when it comes to women, because that's primarily who I coach. Often we have so many opinions and there's so much pressure from the outside world. It gets really hard to get clear, although this happens to men too. It happens to everybody. But yeah, it can get so difficult. So I love to create like safe space for someone to just come and figure out what the actual issue is so we can figure out what to do next. So yeah, that's what that means.
So do you work specifically with women because of choice, or is it just because that's who most of your clients are?
They chose me. When I started coaching, I was really resistant to saying I just worked with women. In fact, I didn't. Everything was about people or, but I just fell in love with working with mothers, especially. And when I say mothers, I don't necessarily even mean women who have children, but also women who are creating new things like businesses, I just love women in that space in their life. It's just such an incredible, I don't know. I find it so expansive and amazing to help women in that phase of their life. So that's kind of what my niche became. Like in the marketing world, that's what we would call it, is like your niche. And my coach said this to me, and I completely agree with him. It's like your niche will find you if you just keep putting yourself out there. And that's what happened to me.
Do you think you find it especially interesting to work with someone who's giving birth to another like human being or a business? Do you find that especially interesting because you also went through that process of like finding yourself, finding your niche, finding your baby, your company? Is that something that had an influence on that?
Absolutely. It had an influence. When you start to like dig deep into who you are and you start to learn tools that help you up level, and I know that word is like annoyingly corny, but I just always come back to it because I just feel like it really just represents what it is. But yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of work on yourself to be able to create a business. At least it was for me. And so I guess those are the people I'm passionate about helping because I know how they feel. And when you can be in a session with someone and go, I know how you feel, and really mean it and be authentic about it, I think it helps them understand they're not alone. And that alone can be life-changing for so many people.
What was like the biggest lesson you had from like, I mean, it's a very broad question, but what is like the biggest thing you had to figure out when you started your business?
How to deal with my negative emotions.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. How to sit with my anger, how to sit with my sadness, how to stop kind of numbing that out. Like I was the queen of numbing out, and I don't mean on drugs, but on other things, alcohol, food, binge watching, like anything. Like I just numbed everything in my life, and you can't coach if you're numb. You can't help people if you're numb. Like you just can't. I mean, you can for a while, but you will burn out because like you're so unreal. Yeah. So, I had to be able to feel again. And that was really, it was just such a life-changing experience to be able to just sit with something that's sad or, because we're not really, especially when we grew up, like it was very much like, no one wanted to see kids upset, and like that can't really be our ideal. Our ideal has to be that we learn to feel our emotions through to completion, not stuff them down.
Absolutely. I remember talking to my therapist about that, and I also binge watched a lot when I didn't feel well. And she said at some point, she was like if you watch all these emotions from other people, that's just secondhand emotion.
Interesting.
And there's so much stuff you have, like you can feel yourself and you can work through yourself. But if you just numb yourself with New Girl, I love it. Great show. Shout out to New Girl. But if you just watch New Girl all day, you don't have the space for your own emotions anymore and your own life. And I found that, so I get that totally.
Yeah, and I think it's why people, as they're starting to feel more and get more into their own life, they do just tend to step away from TV and, watching movies so much, binge watching, because they don't want to spend their energy on like fictional characters anymore. And I think that makes sense. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just, I think, like all day binge watching can become, detrimental to, like you were saying, like feeling your own emotions.
Yeah. And also giving you space to be a better friend. That's something that I noticed about myself. As I was starting to feel better, I also started to be a better friend again. I didn't even notice that I wasn't the greatest friend anymore, but I just started to realize how I was more able to interact with my friends.
Yeah, actually, Noah, my brother Noah, not you, Noah. He's like such a example of a great friend for me. And that I totally agree with you that I also had to up my friend game, because as you start to like feel things, I think it's the human need for community is real. And I think if COVID has taught us anything, it's that community is so vital, and having your people around you, Mm-hmm. So yeah, I totally understand that.
Shout out to Noah. He's a great friend.
Yeah, shout out to Noah. He's such a good friend.
Shout out to Community.
And to Community.
Not the
TV show. No. Which is also a great show.
Yeah, good show.
It is a good show.
Yeah.
So I think now would be a nice time to take a little break. Actually, perfect time to take a little break. I'm looking at the time right now. So, this is where one day we will put our sponsored ads coming to you right now. So, Noah, this is a little segment where we interview each other.
Oh, I like it.
And, I want to ask you, did you ever go to university?
I did study geology for a bit.
Oh, geology, really?
Yeah.
So can you name your 3 favorite rocks?
Definitely. I guess it was Kid Rock, Chris Rock, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, my favorite rock.
That's amazing. Thanks, Noah. Thanks for this great interview.
Yeah, sure. Talk to you soon.
We're back to the show. Morgan, are you here?
Yeah.
What do you think about rocks?
Yeah. Did you like that terrible skit?
I did. I thought it was hilarious. I did laugh at the
Did it
Chris
rock
Rock
your
thing.
world?
It did.
We're now becoming a purely rock pun podcast.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know much about rocks. So I'm going to sustain from answering what my favorite rock is.
That's a solid choice. Almost as solid as granite.
I love that you study geology.
A lot of people, myself including, mistook it for the other one. What is the other one?
Geography.
Geography, right? It was
So
funny.
you started an entire university major based on not looking it up in the dictionary.
I wasn't the only one. There was like 10 people, and we were all sitting through the classes. And at some point in Earth 1, my favorite class,
Oh
Earth
my
1,
God.
a lot of people were like, man, we really should have studied geography. And I was like, yeah, same. But we all just wanted to wear cargo shirts and go out and collect shit.
That's funny.
Sorry for saying shit.
Can we go back to Earth 1? Because that sounds like Elon Musk's like new Tesla or something.
Yeah, the Earth 1.
Or like the name of his next child, like
Earth 1, yeah.
What's his current X-A12?
yeah, some kind of messed
something
up
like
thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that kid's gonna.
It's more like a barcode. You can scan it with a barcode scanner. It's not a kid, it's a barcode. Shout out Elon.
Yeah, this is a new segment we do on the podcast where we make fun of a small child.
Yeah.
Honestly, you'd probably get very popular. Unfortunately, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Earth 1 was great. I did stop going to Earth 1 after a month. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Earth 1.
Rest in peace. It's over anyway soon. Who are we kidding?
So what were we talking about before that amazing segment?
Maybe we can go a bit more into your coaching skills. Maybe you can explain us what a coaching session would be like, how it would start off.
Yeah. So coaching, although there are many different kind of styles, most styles are kind of based off of the two skills, active listening and questioning. We use questions to really get down to the heart of things, right? To guide a client to the resolution or aha moment. We do give resources, but usually tends to be at the end. It tends to be only when asked by the client, because at least my philosophy is that my clients already have everything they need to get to where they want to go. I'm just here to kind of help them get rid of like all the fluff and all the BS. So I'm a client-led coach. And of course there are other types, but that's kind of the basis. And usually sessions start off with the problem, and then we kind of get down to the root of that problem, create a solution, and then I always end off every session with action steps. That's definitely maybe a difference between coaching and therapy. Like, it's pretty rare you'll leave a coaching session without like a homework or a task to do, because we like to make things practical, right? Like, we want you to actually be changing your life and impacting it. And so to do that, you need practical stuff. And so sometimes you'll start off with some sort of like like some crazy question, like, what am I doing with my life? And then, in an hour, the action step is simply to start reading 10 minutes a day so that you start to learn about other options, right? So it can kind of be crazy how it goes from something big to something really, really specific.
And how many sessions do you usually do with a client?
It really depends on what a client is coming to me for. There are clients that I have that I would just say, like, I'm their coach in life, and they don't really have an end date to their contracts with me. And it really depends on what they're doing. Like, some clients where, they have a business and they want to coach, coaching them constantly so that they're, constantly getting better and improving, then I can be indefinitely their coach, which is such an honor, I have to say, such an honor. And then some people, it's like 3 months. I rarely will allow for less than 3 months unless it's like a special package. Because I really believe, like, we got to work together to really see change. It's like going to one therapy session. Like, it's not really going to do much. The same goes for coaching, which is why I always say a red flag with coaches is if they only offer one session.
So if you had a client coming in now, like we already talked about it in the intro, Noah and I, Christmas is like a big thing for a lot of people where they feel uncomfortable. Where would you start out because it's going from something big to something small? Would you kind of like trying to figure out why Christmas makes them uncomfortable and find a way to deal with it?
Yeah. So, tell me about your experiences with Christmas. Is there something in particular you really hate? Those kinds of questions, like, is it, like one of the common ones I have is like, people have, eating choices that make them feel good, but during the holiday season, they're kind of like force eat foods that make them feel bad. And, it's like, how can we deal with that feeling of being forced, right? How can we start to say no? How can we, what kind of strategies can we have so that you don't have to say no, right? Things like that, because, something that happens when you start to like really enjoy your life is you no longer want to feel like crap, you really start to have a higher bar for that kind of thing. So that for me and a lot of my clients, it's dealing with that, and I don't know, some strategies that I always like are like, tell the host ahead of time what your, eating strategies are. So they're like aware, because sometimes hosts are blindsided, and that's also kind of unfair. Bring a dish you can eat or you want to eat. So you're not putting like extra burden on the host. And also sometimes like, I always find grandmothers are the absolute hardest. So sometimes if there's a specific person that does a lot of the pressuring, maybe take them aside before the party and explain the situation. So that they're kind of like on your side, but it doesn't have to be like a public thing. I find that just dealing with these things privately sometimes are just like the best way to go. And explaining to someone, that can be really powerful. Like, go to your grandmother and say, Grandma, like, I know you really want me to try your X, Y, and Z, but I want you to know, like, I'm really lactose intolerant. It makes me feel really sick. And I love you so much. And I'm always so appreciative, but I really can't eat it. So this year, can you not, encourage me, please? Can you help me? Like, sometimes it's really a good strategy to enlist them to help you. And they kind of get on your side. It's not always that way, but those are just some strategies. Because also we can like build it up worse in our mind.
Make it a bigger deal than it is for the people. They're just like, okay, fine.
Oh, fine. Okay. Yeah.
You don't want to eat pudding? You don't have to eat pudding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also to just understand too that for some people, feeding others is an act of love, and so to have really great
like a maternal
respect for
act.
that. Yeah. I mean, it can feel you don't want to be disrespectful because they want to show you love, and that's how they do it.
Yeah.
So that's why I really always say like have a lot of respect for them and what they're doing and stuff.
Yeah, what you just said with the grandma really reminded me of my grandma. She passed away this year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but she always said, like, she loved to cook. And one of the things, I was vegetarian for a while, and I'm now being half vegetarian, I guess. And
half vegetarian.
Yeah, I'm flexible on that now. But
You're a flexitarian.
I'm flexible, more vegetarian. I wouldn't cook meat at home, but no one cares listening to this right now. But so my grandma always said, like, when she cooked something, and I asked her, like, is there any meat in there? And she would be like, no. And I was like, but it tastes like. And she was like, oh, that's just a bit of bacon. It's just for the taste. It's not. And I loved that when she said, like, oh no, it's just for the taste. It's not meat. It's just bacon.
Yeah. That's really funny.
So Morgan, if it's okay, if Noah Bunde over here were to buy your services and have his first session, what would the experience be like? Could we get a little tidbit of that?
Sure.
Or do we have to pay you right now?
Nah, you're good. Neither of you could afford me. No, I'm kidding.
True.
Probably true, yeah.
I'm kidding. No, it's probably not true. Anyway, so the first thing I always do in my first sessions actually is set agreements. So what does someone need to feel comfortable, in a session with me? Some of them are the same for everybody, like confidentiality, right? So like, everything you say to me is 100% confidential. It's their story, so they can take it wherever they want. But from my point of view, like, it ends with me. So that's the first thing. I always like to say, like, we can have fun. Like, we don't have to be so serious all the time. I also like to kind of encourage my clients to tell me what's going on in their life. Like, a client will come in and be like, I want to talk about my organization. And then we'll start talking, and then I'll find out like 20 minutes before the session, they had a huge fight with their husband. And I'm like, okay, like, who cares about organization when you're feeling all these feelings, right? So that kind of openness. So, and then anything they may need, so I'll ask, what do you need in my sessions to feel comfortable? And so, I don't know, do you guys have anything you would need?
So yeah, why not? Let's try this. So I'm a bit scared of Christmas because it's going to be the first Christmas without my grandma. And Christmas was always a bit tense for me. And I've also lost some other people this year. They're not dead, they're just not around anymore. And I spent Christmas with them too. So now I'm a bit weirded out by Christmas, I guess. And the whole idea of the past Christmas and the coming Christmas.
Okay, so you're having all of these. So Christmas kind of weirds you out now that it's changing for you, right? Like your grandma's not here and other people that were important to you.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that right? Okay. So how does that make you feel?
It makes me sad mostly because it's like I was never a big Christmas fan, but now it's like the parts that I did enjoy about Christmas aren't there, and I'm scared that this will be even worse than before.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So you're feeling sad about Christmas. And where in your body do you feel this sadness?
In my chest. It's like
Yeah.
a giant is sitting on my chest.
Oh, yeah. So I would just invite you for a second to, you can even put your hand on your chest and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and just see what messages may be coming up for you in that sadness.
I miss them,
You miss
like
them.
all these people.
So is there a way, like, with these people, like, that you could honor them, maybe?
Yeah, I think my grandma always liked good food for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this year I'll be half vegetarian for her too. Now I enjoy a bit of the roast.
Add bacon to
Add
things.
bacon to things. And just have some decorations up. That's what other people cared
yeah.
about, like Christmas decorations.
And so, you're talking about your grandma and what she cares about and what other people like. But what do you like about Christmas?
The communal effect, the being together with people you like and
Yeah.
enjoy being around.
Yeah, so who do you like being around?
Friends, Noah,
Stop it.
my family, I guess. It was a
Yeah.
difficult time, but
Yeah.
I really grown to appreciate my brother a lot and my mom for her will to change. So
So do you have any plans to be with these people?
yeah, I'll be spending the 24th, which in Germany is Christmas, with Noah, the day at least, definitely.
Yeah.
And in the evening, I'll probably meet my mom and my brother and have dinner with them.
Great. So I'm going to come out of coaching you for a second
Yeah.
and just say, usually I'd ask before I'd go into this kind of long questions is like, what do you want to get out of this session? Which for me as a coach is a really important because at this point, like if I haven't asked you that question, I don't know how to, like, I don't know where to go, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't know what's important to you.
Yeah, what's the goal?
Yeah, exactly. So, that's what I would do at this point and say, what would you like to decide on now then, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah. I think we take that part of the interview on Patreon. Just kidding, we don't have Patreon yet. But thanks for giving us a taste of what it would be like. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I'm glad you did.
That was really nice. I have to say, I had
Yeah.
one therapist that was horrible. I had the
Yeah.
worst time ever. I was never that uncomfortable in my life. And I guess
Oh my God.
what I can, like my personal experience, my advice would be if you try therapy or life coaching and you don't feel comfortable with the person, that can happen, but that doesn't mean that you should give up on the goal or on the big picture. That just means maybe you need to find someone else if it doesn't work out, and that's fine.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I hear that a lot about therapy, especially because, like, here in the US, some insurances pay for therapy. So they're, like, with life coaching, there's a financial, like, decision there, too, which usually means people do, honestly, like, a little bit more due diligence, I find. But since therapy is free in the US, or can be, a lot of people don't. So I have to totally agree with you. If your first therapist or life coach isn't for you, go to someone else. Like, it's probably not you, it's them.
Yeah. Same with the car mechanic.
You guys just don't click. Yeah.
Yeah, if it doesn't work out, it's fine to move on and find
Yeah.
someone else.
Absolutely.
Well, I think this is a very inappropriate time to now play a little game with you, Morgan.
Sounds fun. Let's
Was
do
that a
it.
good transition?
That was a great
I
segue.
loved it.
This is the segment you're going to need a pen and paper for.
Okay.
Listeners at home can also join.
They're most welcome to join.
Yes, please do.
So it's not really a game. It's not fun. It's just I thought, like, this is weird. I heard about this. It's a little game or like a line of questions that I heard on an interview from Robbie Williams, not the actor, the pop star. The game is a line of questions about a situation, and that's just Noah. And afterwards, you'll find out what your answers to the questions mean. And it's a game Robbie Williams did on a radio show once, and I wrote it down in 2012. I still have it here. I have not looked at the answers, what they mean, and it's been a long time since I did the game, so I don't really remember it. It's probably a bit weird and whack because it's Robbie Williams, and he's not known to be a great life coach or therapist or anything. He just writes a couple of good songs, I guess. And that's the disclaimer. It's not a sorry, but it's a sorry for the questions. So we're going to write down the questions. I'm asking them. We write them down, and then we can maybe talk about them after, what they mean, what we wrote down, if we feel comfortable sharing.
Cool.
Okay. Are you ready, Morgan?
So don't verbally answer. Just answer on my paper.
Yeah, and then we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, first question. So you're walking in the woods. Who are you walking with? You see an animal. What kind of animal is it? What interaction takes place between you and your animal? You now walk...
Wait.
Oh.
I'm a slow writer. My pen's not very good.
It's a very big interaction.
Okay, I'm ready.
You walk deeper into the woods. You now see a clearing. Before you is a dream house. Describe its size. Is your dream house open or is it surrounded by a fence? You now enter the house. You walk into the dining area and see the dining room table. Describe what you see on and around the table. You exit the house through the back door. Lying in the grass is a cup. What material is the cup made of?
Cup? You said?
The cup. What do you do with the cup? You walk to the edge of the property, where you find yourself standing at the edge of a body of water. What type of body of water is it? And the last question, how will you cross the water? Okay.
I did it.
I did it too.
I did it too.
Yay!
We're so
we all
active.
did it.
We all
now
did
moving
it.
on.
Now moving on. The results next week. No, we can start if you want to.
Yeah, I'm happy to share. I didn't write anything controversial.
Okay, just about we don't have to dox anyone, so I'm not going to say the name of the person I was walking with.
Okay.
You are free to do if you want to, but you don't have to.
I said Morgan Doman.
Aw.
Morgan Doman.
I feel like you'd be a good person to walk in the woods with. We've gone on wooded walks.
Yeah, I like a good wood walk.
Yeah, good wood
Yeah.
walk.
Who are you walking with?
I actually said alone with spirit guides. Because I'm woo-woo
offended
like
that you didn't write me.
Okay, I'm walking with Noah.
Oh,
Which
is
one?
she allowed to change the answers?
Of course. Because I didn't give the solution yet. I'm not
But
going to
which
say.
Noah? You guys will never know.
Exactly. I'm not going to tell you what I wrote down, but I'm going to tell you what the answer is. The person who you said you're walking with is the most important person in your life.
Oh, wait, Morgan said no one.
No, that means herself.
no.
Because she's with herself.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Narcissist.
man, nailed it.
She nailed it.
Fuck yes.
Number 2, what did you put? What's the animal that you were seeing?
I said a squirrel.
Squirrel? Mhm.
I said a bear.
Ooh.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
said a fox.
Oh.
So the size of the animal is representable of the size of your problems or struggles.
I thought you were going to say size of your penis.
That too.
No.
In this case, it's totally correct. All of ours.
I guess we'll move on and not discuss that in any more depth.
We don't have to. The next question was, what did you do to the animal, with the animal?
I said make cute noises and it runs away.
I said a nod between us. We
A
just
nod?
nodded at each other.
I patted it. I stroked it a bit. The fox. It's my imagination.
Again, is that what she said? Okay,
That's what she said. What does the fox say? The severity of the interaction you have is representable of how you deal with your problems.
Wait, what? Wait, say that again? for
The
me?
severity of the interaction you have is representative of how you deal with your problems.
I make cute noises.
That sounds like you, Noah. It does.
I don't even know. Does mine mean I just look at my problems and just nod at them? Like,
You accept them.
Yes, yeah. Yours is so
Oh.
deep. I'm so happy with how this turns out.
What do? You just pet them?
I just pat them. The next question was, is the house... Oh, there's a house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there... What
No,
size
no,
of it?
yeah,
what
what
size is it, and how does it look?
I said small and quaint.
I said, okay, I kind of misunderstood this. I thought you meant like in your dream, what kind of house would you have?
Oh, that could be it. It's a dream, after all.
Okay, so it's like a huge looking like wooden house, but kind of looks like a tree with like whomping willow and stuff.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's very descriptive.
Yeah, mine. I wrote down decent-sized 4 bedrooms, 2 stories.
You. It's so German.
I was just gonna say that, like, wow, that's like so detailed.
You have the floor plan ready.
Full plan ready. I'm ready to move in. The size of your dream house is representative of your ambition to resolve your problems.
Oh, okay.
So fences, guys. You fence guys?
Open. No fence.
Open.
Open?
No fence. No fence.
I have a fence.
Oh god.
Oh, that makes sense for you. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. What
No
any of
fences
these-
indicate an open personality. People are welcome all the time. The presence of a fence, this is my handwriting from 8 years ago, is more indication of a close personality. You prefer people to not drop by unannounced. So you guys like visitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Morgan,
like a
do you like
visitor.
visitors?
I do. As I've gotten older, I've liked visitors more. You know, I like being with people.
We had a very open door policy as kids.
That's nice. I didn't.
Yeah, no, maybe too much. Like there
Yeah,
were
it
just
was a
like
lot.
these random people walking in You'd be
All
like,
the time.
Yeah.
Next, we walked into your houses and we looked at the dining room area and the table. What was on your tables?
I said a teacup, and you said the surroundings. I don't know how to describe them. You know the walls that there's like it's the nice things. It's like a side panel on the walls, and there's like a little sticking. What's that called?
Is that called shiplap?
Ooh, I would not have known that word. Okay, so
I
I
don't
saw
know, maybe I'm
teacups and those things.
Teacups.
Yeah,
That's
teacups on the
bizarre.
table.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I said beautiful woodsy artwork, a big window looking out onto like the property, and a cool chandelier.
Anything else on the table?
No,
Okay.
just like bare table.
Okay, nice. So, if your answer... Oh, I should say mine first. I have breakfast coffee mugs and flowers on my table. I'm a messy person.
I see. I mean, that makes sense.
So what's the meaning of all of this?
Yeah, if your answer did not include food, flowers, or people, you are unhappy.
Oh, this is awkward.
Kind of, right? Because you were doing so well before. No, just kidding. This
I was
test is
given
not-
that much time to really describe, so I just put the two.
There's, of course, flowers on your table.
No, I'm not a big flower person. You know me.
I am.
I almost killed your plant.
Yeah, you just didn't water it for 3 weeks. I mean,
I didn't know.
plant's got to drink, you know? Anyway, back to the game. What happened? We talked about the table.
No,
oopsie.
we walked out. What's the type of cup?
Oh, yeah, we walked out of our house. What kind of cup was it that you saw there?
I saw a porcelain cup.
I saw like one of those beautiful like pottery ones. That's like I think I saw it because I really want one. Like, you know, like those ones that are like me. Oh, they're so cool. I know, it's so stupid. It's like so like 29-year-old white girl who wants that. Like,
I love
it's so
it.
stupid.
I
I
love it.
really do want it.
I wrote down, do you know these cups that you can, there's like a system in Germany now where you can go to a coffee shop and get a coffee in a reusable plastic cup that you can bring back. One of
Yeah,
those. I forgot
yeah.
the name of the company. They're really good. They're like a euro.
Shout out to whatever that company
Shout out
is.
to that company. I wrote that down. Okay.
What does it mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? The durability of the material of which the cup's made is representable of the perceived relationship with the person from number 1 question.
Oh, I like that.
Styrofoam
Oh, wow.
and plastic paper cups are non-durable.
I said porcelain. Morgan.
Yeah.
And this says, oh no, styrofoam and paper are non-durable. Plastics and the other word I can't read are durable. So the durability of the
Wait,
material.
porcelain is durable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very
Nice.
I mean,
Plastic also a bit more durable than we like. Look at the ocean. For F's sake. Yeah. Great.
Aw, Noah.
Yeah, that's so sweet. But this next answer I'm gonna give is not. I know it's not gonna go well.
What did you do with the cup?
I kicked it.
You kicked it. What did you do, Morgan?
I drank coffee from it.
Okay.
What did you do with the cup?
I put it on the table.
Oh, why did I kick it? It was just an immediate reaction.
Well, that's you. That's just you.
So, wait, what is the meaning?
Well, the disposition with the cup is representable of your attitude towards the person in number 1. You kicked your sister, Noah.
Honestly, it wouldn't be the first time. So
Violence is
that's
not an
fine.
option.
So in this case, I'm drinking coffee from myself.
You're drinking your own water.
I'm drinking my own substance.
Maybe there's a deeper meaning to it. I just put it on the table.
Let's hope not.
Oh, I put it on the table. I put the person on a pedestal. Whatever. Going back to question number 9, where we walk to the body of water. What's the size of the body of water?
Small lake.
Oh, I said a large lake.
Oh no.
I also said large lake.
Oh.
So the size of the body of water is representative of the size of your sexual desire.
It's true.
It's taken a weird turn here now.
Yeah.
It really has.
Okay, coming up to the final question. How did you get across the body of water?
I walked around.
That's so. I swam.
I also swam.
Come on, look, I know both of you guys, and I know you both would not swim across a giant lake.
I did. All summer I went to lakes.
That doesn't mean you swam across a giant lake. How big are we talking
I
here?
did. Ask Daniel. We went to a lake somewhere where dark. The TV show was shot, and we swam together across the lake to the other side. We enjoyed it.
Name drop.
Shout out Daniel, I guess.
No, I meant dark.
Oh, dark.
Also Daniel. Daniel's a great guy.
So the solution.
Oh wait, what did you write? Oh,
We were
she
both
said. Oh yeah, she
swimming.
said also
Are
swimming.
we both swimming?
Yeah. How wet you get in crossing the water is predictive of the relative importance of your sexual life.
So wait, the wetter, the more
this go?
important.
Yeah. I don't know. It's Robbie Williams. He is a sexual person.
Noah does not.
Noah does not
care
get wet.
about-
Noah does not get wet.
Have any.
It's the fastest way around the lake.
Is it? Is it?
I
Depends
mean,
on how
I'm assuming my walking is faster than my swimming, but maybe I'm wrong.
Also, your lake is tiny, so
yeah, it doesn't
who doesn't care?
No, if we could just replace all of like problems with penis this entire time, this game would be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can play it with
We'll
the
play it a
penis
different way next
in
time.
Yeah,
7,
have
8 years.
another guest.
Wow. Did this game give you a lot of insight, Morgan?
Honestly, so much insight. I think I'm going to be doing this with every single client coming up this week. I'm going to stop their sessions and say, no, let's do this.
And people thought Robbie Williams was just a great singer. Who knew?
Yeah, who
Some
knew?
people.
Who knew?
No one in the States, definitely.
No, he's not
never
big
made
in
it
the
big.
States.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
Robbie Williams.
he's
Yeah.
awkward.
I know. We're slowly approaching the end, though. But do you have any advice you'd like to share, like in general, or in regards to finding your passion calling, or how to start a change in your life?
I guess for me, it would just be, life is, we do own our own life. And if you can take 100% responsibility for your life and your body and yourself, that can really be the beginning of so much change. And so that's what I would just say is like, do you take responsibility, and are you committed to changing things? Because you do have the power. And for some people, it's a little things, and for some people, it's the big things. But either way, like, go for it, do it. And most importantly, my biggest piece of advice is really just follow me on Instagram. That's what I would.
Actually,
that was the next point.
Yeah,
we would
perfect
have asked.
timing.
But I just want to say that was a great advice, and you rock.
Aw, thanks, Noah number 2. I'm sorry, I have to call you Noah number 2 because, Noah number 1 was like the first one in my life, and you're number 2 in my life, so.
That makes complete sense. I don't take any offense.
But I like to think of, like, the first is the worst, the second is the best. Did
It's
you
like
have
the
that
pancakes, yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry.
I don't know. I'm fine.
So Morgan, where can people find you? Here, we're giving you your spot to plug your stuff.
Okay, well, you can find me on Instagram at morgan.doman. That's pretty much my hub for things and for all the stuff that I talk about and do. And you can also find my website, morgandoman.com, if you want to work with me. I love what I do. And if you want to love what you do too, contact me.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for being on, Morgan.
Thanks for having me, guys. It means the world. I love you guys so much.
Yeah, I love
Thanks.
you too. Hugs and kisses. Mwah.
It's funny, you can hear me breathe while I recorded the guitar.
Really?
It wasn't, the placement of the mic wasn't ideal. Wait.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
No. I think it's one of
did
those
hear it.
things that it's like, but no one else knows.
If anyone else heard me breathing, please feel free to drop us a DM on Instagram. I just want to know if I'm the only one hearing my breathing. It's a bit upsetting. But the next time I'll place the mics differently and it'll sound better.
This outro was my responsibility, but I totally forgot. Anyway.
It happened to me last week too, so it's fine.
Okay, we both did it. Nice.
Yeah.
Noah, I really feel like this episode, I feel empowered.
Me too. I really enjoyed talking to Morgan.
Yeah, she's a great sister.
Yeah.
Really great sister. I love her with my whole heart. And that's not sarcastic. I know most of the things I say sound sarcastic, but that's not. I really love her a lot. I hope she listens to this outro, but it would be weird if she listened to the episode that she's on. Anyway, yeah, I love her.
Yeah. I hope you didn't mind this episode might be a bit longer, but we did play a long game. Mm-hmm. But we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's Christmas. It's almost Christmas now.
Almost Christmas.
Stressful time. Get all your shopping done. Drink a cup of tea. Don't do all the crazy stuff. Just take it one step at a time, one thing at a time. Try to have a good time. Spend Christmas with your loved ones, the people you care about. And save the fighting for another day. Just have a good time, I guess.
Save it for Thanksgiving.
Save it for Thanksgiving.
That doesn't make any sense to our European listeners.
I'm just going to say our next episode is the recording dates and the booking is part of Noah's job. So the next guest will probably be a photographer.
Yeah, look, I'm not the best at what I do, but I do it.
But together, we're the greatest.
We're the best podcast with a number and a name in it.
Yeah, it's really
Actually,
hard.
don't fact check me on that. There's probably way better ones.
Probably. But we do it with a lot of love.
Yes.
And that's what's most important.
And you know what? We love doing this, and we're just happy that some people enjoy listening to it. And thank you so much. Noah, do you wanna do the outro thingy?
Oh, of course, yeah, sure.
Nice.
That's it for now. Wow, that sounds so scripted now, but let's just say that's it for now. We hope you had a great time. If you know anyone that wants to be on the podcast and would fit, just let us know. We're on Instagram. You can follow us. You can click the subscribe thing on Spotify.
At 2Noahs.
At 2Noahs. We hope you had a great time here, and we hope to see you soon again. And for now, this is 2Noahs. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay healthy.
Mwah.
Berlin techno Berghain. Super techno super.
I'm going to mute this part.
No.
It sounds so creepy. Can you play something that's not so creepy?